Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insight.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be covering one more interview question that is asked in the data engineering field. And this particular question is asked in one of the big MNC's company. And I am creating a complete playlist so that you can go ahead and practice the questions that is being asked in different companies. So if you have not watched the complete playlist, please go ahead and watch that particular video in which you can go ahead and practice and get familiarized what type of questions are being asked in different companies. And in this video, I will be covering the question that has been asked by one of my students who appeared in one of the big MNC company like Tiger Analytics. So in the first round, this question was asked. In the second round, some different questions were asked. So I will cover those questions in the next video. So let's get started with our first question of the day for the Tiger Analytics interview question playlist. So let's begin and let's dive into the question that is being asked. Okay, so here we are with this particular question which is asked in Tag Analytics. This is my first question that I will help you understand and tell you how to resolve it. So I have my notebook open and I have my cluster also ready. I have spinned up my cluster in Databricks. So first of all, I will be importing some modules from the PySpark so that I can go ahead and show you the answers. So what is the question? The question is you have to calculate the CTR. So what is exactly CTR? CTR is called click-through rate. It means how many clicks are there for a particular impression. So let's say there are total 1000 impression for a YouTube video that you are posting, and out of those 1000 impression only 100 are clicked. So the percentage for the click-through rate will be 100 divided by 1000. It means 100 is the clicks, 1000 is your impression, and 100 divided by 1000 is my click-through rate. And then if you want to calculate the percentage, multiply it by 100. So that is your click-through rate. So how exactly will you calculate the click-through rate if you are given a data set? So now in this, if you will see, the data set is having three columns. First is the app ID, second is the event type, the third is the timestamp. App ID means for a particular ID, what is my impression and what is my click. So event type means it could be either an impression or it could be a click. And then you have the timestamp at which that particular impression or the click was done by that particular app ID. So I have this data set ready and I have created this data frame. So many of you guys are asking for the question data frame. I'll post the data frame data set in the comment section, as well as I will post this in my Git repository. You can go ahead and get the data set as well as the complete solution from the Git repository. Now, I have my data set ready. So let me first execute and create a data frame. So now if you will see, the data frame is getting created and it will go ahead and display what is my data set. Now if you will see, Spark jobs are getting created. Why exactly it's getting created? Because you are actually showing the data and you are creating the data frame. I will not go into depth. If you want, you can go ahead and understand and read how exactly Spark jobs are calculated. Now if you will see here, you have your app ID, event type and timestamp. So app ID is 123. For app ID 123, there are total 3 events. 2 are impression and the third one is the click. And for 234, the event type is impression, first is impression and the second is click. So for the event type impressions for this particular app ID, that is 123, what should be the click-through rate? The click-through rate will be the number of impressions, number of clicks divided by number of impressions. And if you want to calculate the percentage, you have to do it by 100. So how will you calculate or count the number of impressions and number of click for a particular app ID? By now, you might have visualized that you need to group the data set by the app ID, and you need to calculate the number of events that is happening for that particular app ID. So let's go ahead and create this data frame called df count, in which I will be grouping the data by my app ID, as well as I will group it by event type, because I want to know what is my, how many counts are there for this particular app ID, how many counts of impression and how many counts of click is there for this particular app ID. So for that, I will be doing a count operation, right? So it will calculate the number of impressions for a particular app ID, the number of impressions for a particular click. So let me first display this df count and show you what will be the result. So if you will see, it will give you the app ID column, event type. Along with it, it will give you a count column. So the number of impressions for app ID 123 is 2. Number of click for 123 app ID is 1. The number of impression for 234 is 1. And the number of click for 234 is also 1. Now, what you need to do? You need to go ahead and do a division, that is number of clicks divided by number of impression. If you think, how will you do that? If in case you go ahead and create a column which is called impression for a particular app ID, and you get a column called click for that particular app ID, then you can divide it. You can divide the column 1 divided by column 2, right? So how will you convert this particular impression into a column and this particular click into a column? So for that, we have a pivot function. So what I will do is, again, I will go ahead and I will group my data set, that is my df count, by app ID. Now it's already grouped, right? But I want my event type as the column. So I want my impression to be a column. I want my click to be a column. How we will do it? We have a function here, if you remember, in PySpark called pivot. In pivot, you go ahead and give the column name. If you don't know exactly how it works, I have created a very detailed video about pivot. Please make sure you go ahead and watch it out. So once you pivot it, uh, now my functionality will be, I have to count the number of impressions and the click. That is, I need to sum up everything, right? So what I will do is, I will do a dot sum. Sum on what? I have a count column already, so I will do a count. So it will give me the data which is pivoted. So I will just do a df3 dot display. If I do a df3 dot display, you will see it will give you many more columns. That is app ID, impression, click, and the count is summed up here. So 123 has impression 2, 123 has click 1, and 234 has this. We just reverted. The rows became column and the column became the row. That's what it is for the pivot. Now, as we got this, now we can calculate the click-through rate. That is, df4 is equal to df3 dot, what I will do is, I'll create a column which is called click-through rate. So with the help of with column, I will do a CTR, and what should be the expression? The expression should be the column click. Okay, this column click divided by the column impression. That is my click-through rate, right? So this is my click-through rate. Now I need to multiply this whole thing with 100 so that I can get a percentage out of it. So what I will do is I'll put it into a bracket and I will multiply it by 100. Now, let me just give you how exactly it looks like. Sorry, here it is df4. See, now my click-through rate for 1 to 3 is 50 because see, click is 1 but impressions are 2. So how much percentage it is? It's 50. And similarly for 2, 3, 4 it's 100%. Now, if in case you get a question saying that you don't want this right in the question, you just want the app ID. For each app ID, what is the click-through rate? So what you can do is you can just select the columns, that is the app ID and the CTR. Now let me display this. You see the app ID and CTR is given as a result. So now you understand how exactly there are three things that the interviewer wants to know here. First is how you do a group by, how you do an aggregation, how you go ahead and do a pivot of this, and how you go ahead and create a new column and do some expression or do some manipulation, aggregation kind of a thing and give you the result. And you can do the same thing using SQL. If you have any better solution, please put it in the comment section so that everyone can view and learn from you as well. And this I will put it in the Git. Do refer it to the Git if you want the data set or you want the solution. So I hope you have understood and you have learned how to approach this question. And if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends.
Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a good day.